friends, I am Antika and in this video I will be discussing about the cell structure of chlorophytes. Chlorophytes are green algae and algae has been discovered by Leeuwenhoek, and the name chlorophyte has been coined by Linnaeus. This chlorophytes, they form primary producer in all aquatic system, and the chlorophytes are present both in the marine as well as the fresh water. We also find a lot of chlorophytes in damp soil around the river or the lakes. Before I go to the main topic, here is a short quiz for you. Which one of the following is a pathogenic algae? Now, pathogens are organisms that produce disease in human or animals. So, there are four options, and you have to answer which one is the pathogenic algae. If you know the answer, write it in the comment section, or otherwise I will be discussing it at the end of this video. The cell structure. The any algae, that is green algae, they have they have a outermost cell wall, and next is the plasma membrane followed by the inner protoplast. Now the cell wall can be divided into two parts. The outer portion is formed of pectose, pectin, or sometimes that is impregnated with chitin, lime, or iron. And the inner cell wall is composed of mostly cellulose, sometimes hemicellulose, or sometimes the cellulose or hemicellulose, they are replaced by cellulose. Next, inner to the cell wall, is the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane, it is formed by protein and lipid, just like the plasma membrane of any other eukaryotic cell. We should note that earlier we have been seeing the videos of cyanophytes. These cyanophytes, being prokaryotic in nature, that is, they have a different cell wall composition than the chlorophytes or the green algae. But the cell wall composition of other type of algae like green, red, or brown algae, that is the chlorophyceae, the rhodophyceae, phaeophyceae, they are almost similar. There can be short changes, few changes, like there can be more chitin, but generally the cell wall structure is basically composed of cellulose in all the algae. And then the plasma membrane is common, that is protein and lipid plasma membrane in all algae. And inner to the plasma membrane is the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm is it shows a streaming movement, because this type of streaming movement, it is absent in cyanophyceae or the cyanophytes, which we have been seeing. I've been making videos on cyanophytes. So in the cyanophytes, this type of streaming movement of the cytoplasm was absent. But here in the chlorophyceae or the green algae, we can see this. We can see that the movement, the streaming movement in the cytoplasm, it can be either clockwise or anti-clockwise, and the protoplasm is also granular. Now, these granules can be can be these granules can be any storage granules, but generally the starch, that is the reserve food material of the chlorophytes, they are stored in specialized structures called pyrenoids that are either attached to the chloroplast or they remain free. If they are attached to the chloroplast, then the pyrenoids, if they are not attached to the chloroplast, then the pyrenoids have a membrane. Otherwise, generally, the pyrenoids are attached to the chloroplast, and they are the these proteinaceous structures. They are the main storage of the starch. So the cytoplasmic connection. So in most of the uh, green bacteria, green algae, it has a pore or pit between the cells. For example, there can be pit here, or if it is a colonial algae, if it is a colonial algae, then the cells, these are the cells in the colony, they can be connected, interconnected with each other, and this interconnection can be due to the plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata are just a protoplasmic connection between the two adjacent cells, that is the two, this and this cell, this and this protoplasmic strand that connects the adjacent cell is called plasmodesmata. So in most of the chlorophytes, we see that the adjacent cells are interconnected by plasmodesmata or cytoplasmic connection. This cytoplasmic connection occur by the help of pore, that is the help of pore that is present in between the cell wall. So this is all about the cytoplasmic connection, plasmodesmata. Since this chlorophytes or green algae, they are eukaryotic in nature, so they will have most of the membrane bound organelles, just like we human beings do, or any other angiospermic plants do. Mind that this algae, they are not angiospermic plants, they are thallophytes, which means that their body, the cell body, their plant body, it is not differentiated into stem, root, and leaf-like structure. It does not have any differentiation of tissues like the plants, angiospermic plants, say for example a mango tree, or say for example grass like rice plants do. So this algae do not have that level of organ differentiation or tissue differentiation, so it is thalloid in nature. Apart from algae, bryophytes and the fungi also have this thalloid structure, but they being eukaryotic, they contain all membrane bound organelles. So the membrane bound, what are the membrane bound organelles that are found in the cell of a chlorophyte or green algae? The first and the most important is the mitochondria. We all know that mitochondria is responsible for the oxidation process for ATP generation. So here we see that mitochondria is present in the many mitochondria are present in the cell body, inside the cell body of chlorophytes. And apart from mitochondria, we can also see the Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies are nothing but flattened sac-like structure that appear to be either stacked very close to the nucleus or the chloroplast. And this Golgi vesicles, as we know, that they are very essential for transport of materials, either protein or carbohydrate, in both inside as well as from cell to cell. So they help. These are the transport Golgi. They are. Next is the chloroplast. Now, this algae, they have different type of chloroplast, means different shape of chloroplast. All the blue-green algae, they have common chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B pigment common in all type of in all type of green algae, and some of them have beta carotene and xanthophyll. But this chloroplast is in the form of these are membrane bound organelles. Say for example, this is the say for example, this is the chloroplast, and it is membrane bound, and inside the membrane bound chloroplast there are flattened stacks. So there are flattened stacks, and these flattened stacks, here I have drawn only two. They can be numbering from 2 to 20, but generally 4 to 6 number of stacks are held together. These form the thylakoid, and the general the matrix, it contain DNA and DNA and ribosomes and various type of proteinaceous enzymes. And so these are the stalks. The matrix is called the stroma. This is the thylakoid, and this matrix is called the stroma. And this thylakoid stacks can sometimes be interconnected. These thylakoid stalks can be interconnected. Now there can be a pyrenoid. This is the pyrenoid that is present, that these are proteinaceous substances present attached to or attached to the chloroplast. Sometimes the pyrenoid are present. This pyrenoid are present near the chloroplast but away from it. Then it is also membrane bound. So the number, generally number of pyrenoids is depending upon the nutrient level of the atmosphere of the environment in which it is growing, which means that this, when the algae is growing in a very nutrient rich environment, then only the number of pyrenoid will be much more. And if it is growing in a nutrient deficient, say for example an oligotrophic water, then the number of pyrenoids will gradually reduce, and on return of favorable condition, this number of pyrenoids can also increase. So here we see that the number of pyrenoid dependent upon the nutrient level of cell. If a cell is growing in oligotrophic environment, there will be lesser number of pyrenoid, and if it is growing in a nutrient rich environment, there easily starch can be produced, so the number of pyrenoids will be increasing. And this chlorophyceae, that is a green algae, have chlorophyll A, B, beta carotene, xanthophyll, while other type of algae like the red algae or the brown algae, that is the Rhodophyceae, Phaeophyceae, they also have other type of chlorophyll, say for example chlorophyll C, chlorophyll D, and but here in the green algae we have only chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Then the shape of the chloroplast also varies. Here we see this is the cup-shaped chloroplast. Chloroplast is cup shaped. It can be also stellate. It can also be stellate here. It can be reticulate, it can be oval, it can be ribbon shaped. This cup shaped are generally found in volvox, whereas the oval shaped can be found in chlorella. Reticulate can be found in Drapernauldeopsis, or there can also be another type of chloroplast which I haven't shown here. This can be, this type of chloroplast is also present. So this ribbon type here, this ribbon type of chloroplast, it is generally found in the this ribbon type is found in the Spirogyra, and then this cup shaped is found in Chlamydomonas. If it is discoid, where is it? If it is this discoid type of chloroplast, it is generally found in the chlorella. And it can also be reticulate, which is found in Drapernauldeopsis and Oedogonium, and this is all about the different shape of chloroplast that is present in chlorophyceae. While I'll be doing the life cycle of each of the algae, green algae in the syllabus of BSc MSc, then I'll be discussing very detail about the structure. The green algae, if it is motile, then it will contain 2 or more flagella in the anterior portion. This is, or it can be in the form of a ring of flagella in the anterior portion. This ring of flagella can be, this is generally present in the motile spores of Oedogonia. And just beneath the flagella are 2 blepharoplasts. And this blepharoplast, they are just like they have also have, this is blepharoplast are they are photosensitive. They are also called stigmata. This photosensitive area, it has a lens shaped structure. This lens shaped structure, if you observe under microscope, it will contain rows of rows of spherical globular structures which contain photosensitive substances. This row of globules. This row of globules is present in the lens-shaped stigmata blepharoplast. These are photosensitive organ, and this about this flagellation, flagella can be either smooth, that is the acronematic, or it can be serrated, that is pantonymatic. If they have flagella flagella of equal same type of flagella, then the flagellation will be called isocont. Otherwise, if it is unequal, it is called heterocont. Isocont or D. forget it, I won't be writing. This writing is horrible. Isocont or heterocont. So if it is equal type of flagella, then it is isocont, otherwise it is heterocont. Now the flagella can be divided, the flagellar body can be divided into tip, the body or filament, then there is hook portion that remains attached with the, this hook portion remains attached with the cell, and this is the we see that this is the cell wall. Here we see, and if we look at the transverse section, we see that it has 11 microtubules that is arranged in the form of 2 plus 9. These the inner, the central filament has 2 microtubules, and the peripheral microtubules, each these are the peripheral microtubules. There are 9 peripheral microtubules divided into 2 tubules, the doublet microtubules, that is A and B, and each peripheral tubule, each of the peripheral tubule is interconnected by another protein called nexin. So this is the inner sheath formed of 2 sub unit of microtubules, and the outer portion, it has 9 peripheral microtubules. And this entire filament is surrounded by the plasma membrane. So this is the flagellation. Number of flagella can depend. Say for example, there are 2 flagella in Chlamydomonas or Volvox, but there can be these are usually equal flagella. But if unequal type of flagella, we can find it in Heterochloropsis, where the flagella will be of unequal size. So this is all about flagella, and I have forgot to tell you about the nucleus. Okay, as we know that it is an eukaryotic cell, so it will have all membrane bound organelles. I have discussed the cytoplasm, sorry, the chloroplast, the mitochondria, the Golgi, and the flagellations also I have discussed, but I forgot to tell you about the nucleus. So nucleus, it is, as we know, it is made up of it is actually eukaryotic. So nucleus has double membrane bound. The nucleus is a double membrane bound organelle. It has the outer membrane, the membranous space, I'm writing it as I, and the inner membrane, that is inner membrane. And I have drawn it as intact, but this nuclear membrane, it has got pores. It has got pores through which the various transcription factors or other proteins or say for example RNA, that are formed inside the nucleus. For the mutual transport of these things, there are pores. So the nucleus of the chlorophyte or the green algae, it is double membrane with inner space between the two membranes with pores, and the genetic material is DNA, and in the form of chromosome, DNA. It has also got our nucleolus. The number of nucleolus, it usually varies, and a nucleolus, as we know, it is made up of just RNA and protein. So this is the nucleus, that is eukaryotic nucleus of green algae. And so far this is all about the structure of chlorophyte or the green. Now we come to the quiz portion. Which one of the following is a pathogenic algae? We know that the option 1, Gracilaria, it is an ingredient of food, so this can't be a pathogenic ones. Next is the Monstrona curosinensis. This is also an edible algae of high value. Then is the Prototheca. Prototheca, this is the actual answer. Prototheca, this Prototheca, the third option, it is causing a disease in human also, in mammals also, that is called the protothiosis. So Prototheca is the pathogenic algae. And Arthrospira platensis is another name of spirulina. We know that spirulina is a food supplement. So here the correct option would be number C, that is Prototheca, that causes disease protothiosis in mammals and other type of animals also. So to the answer is and the pathogenic algae will be Prototheca. Thanks for watching this video. If you want me to discuss anything more detailed way, just write it in the comment section, or I'll be putting all the links that of the videos so far I have been making in the description box. Thanks for watching this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and do subscribe this channel. Thank you.